Hello and welcome to our first lesson in math in third grade for this school year. We are starting with lesson 1-1 in math, and we're going to work on how to use number grids. The first thing that we're going to do is a little mental math and fluency. And what we're going to do together is I would just like you to join me in skip counting by tens. We'll start at 0 and we'll end at 100. So count with me. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Good job. Now we're going to skip count by fives. We'll start at 0 and we'll end at 50. Count with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Nice. And lastly, we're going to skip count by twos. We'll start at 0 and we'll end at 30. Count with me. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Good job. Well, I told you that we are going to use a number grid to help us figure out some kind of larger problems. Sometimes you could do these in your head, and sometimes you might need a tool that we call a number grid. So this is one that you might be able to do in your head. If you can think about what number is 20 more than 45. And maybe you have a whiteboard and a marker beside you, and you could try to figure something out. I'll give you a few seconds. So I want you to think about what you came up with, and while you're thinking, I'm going to pull up a number grid. So what number is 20 more than 45? Here's how you can use this tool called a number grid. If I want to know what number is 20 more than 45, I'm going to go to 45. There's a couple ways that I could do this. I could just continue counting on to the next number, and I could count 20 of them. So here's 45. What's 20 more would be 46. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And I would end up at 65. So 65 is 20 more than 45. That's one way to do it, is counting each number individually. Or on a number grid, if I want to find out what's 10 more, I just go down a block. So here's 45. What's 10 more than 45? Oh, 55. So what's going to be 20 more than 45? I would go down 2 blocks. There's 10, there's 20. So 65 is 20 more than 45. Here are the next two problems I want you to think about. What number is 37 more than 50? And what number is 40 more than 38? I'm going to pull up a number grid again. And I want to think about what number is 37 more than 50. So I'm going to start at 50. Now here's what I probably wouldn't do. I probably wouldn't count the next 37 numbers because that's a lot of numbers. If you remember, I said if I go down a block, if I go down the number grid, each time I go down, it's 10. So if I want to know what is 37 more than 50, I'd go down at least 3, all right? So 10, 20, 30, that's 80, that's 30, but that's not 37. So then I would continue counting on, and I would add on 7 more. So what's 37 more than 50? 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. 87 is 37 more than 50. What about is 40 more than 38? So same thing. I'm going to start at 38 and I want 40 more. Well, remember, if I go down by tens, I'm going to count, if I go down a block, I'm counting up by tens. So what is 40 more than 38? So I'm going to start at 38, and I'm just going to count down by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. Oh, 78. 78 is 40 more than 38. What number is 54 more than 31? 54 more than 31. So I'm going to start at 31. I'm not going to count each individual number by ones and add on 54 because I'm going to lose track. It's kind of a big number. So I'm just going to count down. 10, 20, 30. Wait, that's 54 more, sorry. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. So 85 is 54 more than 31. Okay. Now, this is another way to figure out some numbers and how to use a number grid. So this is going to tell me to start right at 35. So you can just write on your screen, you can touch 35 with your finger. And how many spaces to 83? Okay, so 35 to, sorry, I'm going to try to mark that. Bear with me, I'm kind of new at this. So I'll get my pen. So 35, I'm going to start at 35 and I'm going to stop at 83. And I want to know how many spaces is that? Well, I really don't want to count these each by ones unless I really have to, because that's a lot of counting. Or I could just go down. Remember, when I'm going down, I count by 10. 10, 20, 30, 40. If I go one more, that's 50, but that's more than 83. So I'm going to go 10, 20, 30, 40. Then I'm going to count each number individually. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. So how many spaces is it from 35 to 83? It is 48. All right, let's try this one. Use a number grid. Which is more, 83 or 33? Well, let's see. Here's 33. And here's 83. And boys and girls know that the farther I get down my number grid, the bigger the number is. So 83 is more than 33. All right? So 83 is more. How much more? Well, I'm going to go down. I'm going to count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It is 50 more. I'm going to use the number grid again, which is less, 28 or 50. Well, here's 28 and here's 50. Before I told you that as the numbers go down, they get larger. So as the numbers go up, they get smaller. So 28 is less than 50. And how much less? Well, when I count up my blocks, it's going to be by tens. So there's a couple different ways I could do this. I could count them all individually, go 49, 48, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a lot of counting. Or I could start with 48 and count up. So that's 10, 20. Then add on the 2 for over here. So that's 21, 22. So how much less? It is 22 less. Which is less, 37 or 25? Think about it. Use your number grid that's on the screen. Touch it if you need to. Think about where 37 and 25 are. So here's 25. And there's 37. So 25 is less. How much less? Well, I'm going to start at 35 and count up. Or I could go from 25 to 35 and go 10 and 11, 12. So it's 12 less. On the number grid, which is more, 19 or 34. So 19 is, nope, 19 is there. 34 is here. So which is more? Is 34. Well, how much more? 10. Go down, 10. I can't go to 20 because then that's going to make it be 39. And that's already more than 34. So I'm only going to go down one block, 10, and then count on one at a time. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So how much more is it? It is 15 more. This is a page in your math journal that you should go ahead and do. And you can have mom or dad help you take a picture of it and send it to me. Then I can take a look at it, and if I see that you might need some extra help on Friday, we can get together and work on that. Have a good rest of your day.